Hey everybody, it's Joe here with Trekkie Bricks, and we are talking about some train tracks here, as you can see, with MILS standard. Now, MILS is a way that you can have multiple plates connect together, and that way if your display is up next to somebody else's display, everything lines up and matches together. The railroad tracks in our example here are the same height. That way you don't have to worry about any trains having to navigate the different heights. The reason for this is the LEGO users group that I'm a part of is doing a group buy, and some of the elements, well, pretty much all of the elements to create this are part of that. So I'm going to be going through here showing how those elements work out in regards to the train tracks that you can build. Usually these will go into a modular display, which is 3 base plates wide, 32 by 32 base plates wide, by 6 deep. And these train tracks will go in the second set of 32 by 32 deep. Either way, that's a whole different discussion. We're just going over this here. So let's get started on this. All of these elements will have a CSV comma separated file in the description below, so that way you can import it elsewhere to purchase anything if needed. And a fairly low amount of different elements to get all of this, and there are some of them that are not unique. For example, these 2x2 bricks that I have on every corner, according to the generic MILS standard, usually you'll get plates in here, and that way you can line up one set of, one base plate with another base plate, and you'll know exactly where they're supposed to meet up in case you have a lot of very similar base plates. What they'll do normally is 3 2x2 plates, so if you got like red, white, and blue in one corner, a matching plate next to it will have red, white, and blue, and then another corner maybe yellow, red, yellow, something like that. Either way, that's how that lines up. I don't do that, and so I just threw in here the 2x2 bricks that you'll put on each corner. The next thing that you have is these Technic, and that is so that you can take the pins and connect the plates together with these pins. It helps prevent any movement up and down and side to side. The train tracks will actually clip into each other, and so that helps with the train tracks not having any issues, but a lot of the other elements, etc., will be connected together with these pins. Well, hello there, kitty. Shut that again. My cat decided to come in and say hi. But yeah, so that's what's next on that. And these 2x4 bricks can be any color, doesn't really matter. It's the entire support structure for everything above it. One of the reasons that you do the base plate, brick, and then the plate on top of it is for structural strength. Base plates are really wobbly, and so by adding all of this in, it makes it a much more firm apparatus that you can transport elsewhere easily without stuff popping off. A whole lot of 2x8s being used for this build. The yellow ones here can be any color also, so it doesn't have to be yellow, and you could actually do different lengths within this. If you wanted to use some of your own collection, you could do a whole bunch of 2x4s, etc. The green ones is the standard Lego dark green, or on Bricklink that would just be straight green, and so that's what a lot of builders will have on their displays, is that color, so that should be that color. The next part, you can see here why yellow doesn't matter, is because we cover it up. 64 of these 2x4 plates in dark bluish gray, and that is the base of the ballasting, because you got to get the track up to the right height. And so then in real life, for example, a lot of tracks will have rock around them, and so that builds that up to be very much lifelike. And now we cover up that center area, which is a whole support for the train tracks. As you can see, we've got the 2 brick height. So we've got that medium azure, I believe it is, brick, and then the 3 plates, which is another brick height. and that is the height that we need to get to lay our track down. This spans the entire length of it and then bridges the gap so that you have that structural support for the tracks going over it. And this is a little bit harder to see, but you've got the red lines there. Those are 1x8s, and they just basically help fill in some of the ballasting. Next, we've got the tracks themselves. On this part, you just have to remember that you have to snap the tracks together first, and then press them down onto those plates. Now this part here also might be slightly harder to see. It kind of looks like it might be 2x8s, but it's actually 1x2s and 2x4s that fill in all the space around the ties on the regular Lego tracks. And the reason for that is on the next step here, where we've got the railroad ties, and those are every other stud, and so it makes it filled in there to be very lifelike. And you can see on the next screen again here with this render where we've got everything laid out, and it makes for a very nice looking ballasted track for you to use in your train layout. And if you're going to be taking anything to a show, this is basically what you're going to have. You can embellish this as needed and add in some flowers, add in all that fun stuff to make it a little bit more exciting or maybe unique to what you've got. And honestly, it doesn't have to be done this way. You basically just have to meet the standards for height and some of the ballasting, depending on your Lego users group. Some of them have different requirements for where that ballasting may go to, or they may be a little bit more flexible on what you've got. So that is the elements that are available with our group buy, so that you know how to build once you've got all of those pieces. And again, I'll put the element count in the description below, which my build and element count is going to be a little bit different than what's on our sheet. So you just have to pay attention to what your needs are in your build. With that, remember, hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you in another video. See ya.